it's an entirely different culture from what we're used to here in the United States. I mean, you have to think too, you know, the culture in the United States, we are a very upfront, kind of in your face sort of culture, which is great. I love that. That's the kind of person that I am. That's the kind of person we all are. But we are also, one of the founding tenets of American culture is that self-defense and the ability to make sure that you are your own first responder. And in Europe, they're not like that, because that isn't the culture with which they were raised. They were raised with not the Second Amendment. They didn't grow up shooting their grandpa's shotgun and doing all that stuff.
Do you think that is because of the government control? That's why they are raised like that. So when you look at a state like Connecticut or New York, they're indoctrinating those citizens into the same kind of thinking that the European countries are indoctrinating their citizens into. And Chuck, I see you shaking your head. Your response to that?
Yeah, listen. Well, you know, it has sort of been bred out of them. That warrior mindset has sort of been bred out of the culture here over time. And you know, that's understandable, just because this is what happens when you put kids into public school. You don't ever give them a chance to go hunting. You don't ever give them a chance to go shooting with their dad. You know, that kind of sport shooting and self-defense, like Dana said, is part and parcel of our culture. And it's part of what sets America apart. And, you know, it's not surprising to find most of the people that I talk to here saying that's foreign to me, because most of the people here have never even picked up a gun. They've never seen a gun outside the hands of a police officer. So they're bred to do that.
Dana, I'll leave you with the last word. My thought is, I look at all of this and I say to myself, I never want to be left defenseless. I never want to be in that position where I'm defenseless.
No, you never want to be in that position, and you don't like to see other individuals put in that position as well. The thing is that this threat of Islamism has been growing at a breakneck pace, and they're faster, I think, than some cultures are able to keep up with in terms of stimulating that culture of self-defense, that culture of being your own first responder. And so really you have a competition between two cultures here, and it's upsetting to see. But at the same time, you know, people, your instinct is to survive, and that kicks in at some point. But you know, my heart and prayers are with all those people affected in Spain, as I know all of ours are. And I know Chuck is right there. I mean, I can't imagine some of the things that he's seen and the people that he's talking to, because these are people that have broken hearts. You see law enforcement walking right there through the crowd right now. I think the biggest message is that people need to be able to defend themselves, and people need to always be aware, particularly if you are in an area where it's been incumbent upon the government for so very long to take care of its citizens, but this threat is outpacing that.